We are ready to go on our call-in. This is very exciting. All right, is everybody ready? Can I get a little bit more enthusiasm in the room?
We're ready.
Woo! Dang right. All right, Tim Schafer's on the line, everybody.
Woo!
Tim. Yay!
Thank you, darling.
Kathleen, it's possible that he can only hear you.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me, Tim? Yeah, give me a thumbs up because I can't hear you. Okay, you can hear me. We're having technical difficulties. Now I will sing you the song of my people, which is technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. We'll hear you one day, but not today. Technical difficulties. Hip, hip, hooray. Killing time. I just realized what I'm doing and who I'm doing it to. Killing time. I've been desert busing way too long. Technical difficulties. Oh, dear. Okay, it's not working.
Okay, we're back up on the road, though, on the bus, though, Kathleen.
They're looking at it. I just have to flip it turnways.
Reverse the polarity. That always works at Stargate.
Engaged. Code 7. Can I get a tachyon first from the deflector shield?
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Hello? Okay. How about now?
Yay!
Yay! I'm not even going to tell you that was my fault.
Okay. Yeah, did I
But
mute?
it probably was. I'm so close to the driver. This is a lot of pressure. I don't want to cause an accident.
Oh, we've caused our own accidents. Oh.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
What are all those zeros on the floor?
Twister.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I hear my own voice. I got to shut that off. It's like a lag.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm killing that. My face is really big on the screen. I'm not going to look at that anymore. How you guys doing? How many hours have you been driving this bus now?
131 minutes. Oh, could you put in headphones, Tim?
Me?
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Is that what I sound like?
Yes.
Ew. I'm taking a vow of silence.
That.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
I wish I had a fancy microphone so I'd sound all intimate.
We have been busing for 131 hours and 7 minutes, and our sanity ran at about 124 hours ago. So we're doing great.
And it's all solid gold road action.
Yep.
Every moment different than every other.
Straight F-Zero up in here.
What?
Straight F-Zero up in here.
I saw Teller tweeted at you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Exciting. I've been telling everyone not to donate because I want them all to donate right now when I'm on, so I look like a magician.
I'm okay with that.
So yeah, if you guys saw like a dip or anything, that was just me trying to hold back the tide that's now unleashed.
Excellent. Well, hey, it worked. We just had an auction clear, so $3,000 has come in since you came on the line.
It's all me.
That's the Tim Schafer effect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so we have a ton of questions for you that have been given to us from our viewers, but we have a couple of I would say tradition questions that have come up as tradition during the run. So first of all, could you tell us what is your funniest or oddest family tradition?
I saw this in advance a few hours ago, and I had all this time to think about it, and my answer is pass. Wait, that's really a hard one.
I mean, could you make up something?
Yeah, like something that involves murder or something that involves some sort of crime. Is that what you're looking for? Something really spicy to liven up the road trip?
That sounds excellent.
Why? Let's wait. Can we start with an easier question?
Yes. Oh.
While I think about that, I'm gonna write down to think about that tradition.
Well, I have the creative person's least favorite question here. Where do you get the inspiration for your games? So that's not an easier question.
That's so easy. Of course, I just watch a lot of TV. Just copy all my ideas from
Done.
reality TV. Yeah, mostly The Bachelor. I get all my ideas from The Bachelor.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. Is that too easy of an answer?
No, that's a great answer. That's perfect. We have a couple of people here who want to let you know that they are extremely excited. I would say turgid with delight at the at the thought of the Grim Fandango remake.
Yeah, me too. I am also turgid with excitement for that.
Can you talk a little bit about sort of like the process to get that into a reality?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a miracle because it's, the ownership of that is owned by not me, other people, and we had to do a lot of digging through, kind of wading through a lot of different people over many years, and then reach the right people who were actually fans of the game, deep hidden within some inside of a large company. You could find like a fan of the game, and they said, "We'll help you. We'll make it happen." And somehow it happened. A lot of people had to approve it, like a lot of people. It was like a crazy chain reaction where anyone could have vetoed it, but it got approved. It's a miracle.
Hooray!
It's hard to express what a miracle it is unless you get a game approved.
Speaking of re-releases, there's a couple questions about re-releasing some of your other material, specifically Day of the Tentacle.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, you never know what might happen. And we hope this is a big success that we'll release the remastered version of Grim Fandango. It'll show everybody that people, there's the hope is there's a whole generation of people who would have liked that kind of game but didn't know about it because they were too young, and now they have a chance to play it, and maybe that'll be the case. They'll be like, let's haul all these old little chestnuts out of the closet. Is that where you keep chestnuts in the closet?
I guess I would not really consider like Grim Fandango a chestnut. But that's exciting. So basically what you're saying is buy Grim Fandango when it comes out. And then hopefully we get more, hopefully people at other companies see that there's a market for this and we get like Day of the Tentacle and other good stuff.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Excellent.
This is, I gotta say, it's really strange to call into Desert Bus. Because it's like showing up at a party about like 100 hours late. And everyone's played every party game already. And you're just like, what's going on? Tell me everything that's happened so far in the party. Has anyone been hurt?
Yes.
Injuries?
Yes.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Who got hurt?
I got hurt on day one.
Kathleen was our first injury.
My resolution, it looks like you're flipping me off.
I'm giving you the delicate pinky of injury, actually. I sliced a chunk out of my finger on like an improperly installed door plate because they had the razor sharp sides out. And then
Sounds like a new episode of a Penny Arcade game, the delicate pinky of injury.
And then the same thing happened a week later. You sliced it
on a razor and a door frame?
Yeah.
And then why is he holding up his thumb?
Because the same door demanded blood a week later.
Oh my God. God, now you guys both have tetanus.
I know, and many other diseases. It's you take home a lot of souvenirs from Desert Bus. Oh yeah, and we had two ankle twists.
We've had 2 ankle twists, haven't we?
Oh my God. Are you guys doing a lot of contact sports there on the stream?
It's
like Twister is one, right?
Yeah. That the dots.
No one got hurt. And no one got hurt during that.
Nope.
Well, I mean, I would not say physically hurt, perhaps emotionally hurt.
No one would be the same.
No one is the same after that. Back to games. There's a lot of people who have a couple of questions about point-and-click adventure games. Specifically, Snotsnit.
Those are great.
Said that you've mentioned in the Broken Age documentary for part 2, you received requests to ramp up the difficulty. Do you think the difficulty of a point-and-click adventure game in 2014 is affected by other genres of gaming, such as first-person shooters?
Yeah, No.
Do you think people have different expectations for point-and-click adventure games today?
I mean, difficulty is really an interesting thing to try and to get at in adventure games because sometimes we playtest them a lot. We watch people come through and people will just fly through something you thought was really hard, and they'll hit something you thought was really easy, and they just won't even think to put their mouse on the door and click on the door. You put a sign over the door and it says door, like it says exit, and people won't go through it. So difficulty is is a little tricky with adventure games for sure, but I think people maybe there's a lot of thought that games today in general are kind of a lot more handholdy, like they're a lot more just kind of help you just push through. And like some games they show that you can turn off the TV and just keep hitting the A button and you'll kill every bad guy in the area. And I think people worry about that, coming to adventure games because that's definitely not what our hope was for Broken Age. We wanted to make sure that it was something that made you think, and you had to take at least 1 or 2 nights to go to sleep and have dreams about the game and come back to it with a solution.
Well, do you think that people are do you think that the easy access to information that the internet has given us has sort of taken some of the delights out of solving adventure games?
The internet has taken a lot of the delights out of everything, but...
Except Desert Bus.
Also brought us a lot of good, like Desert Bus, also, obviously.
Aww.
Yeah, see? And it does make it a little easier to get hints, it's true. But I mean, like the old adventure games used to come with a little book with all the hints inside of it, and you'd hold up this little like plastic sheet. Do you remember those?
I remember doing that.
Like a little red gel, and you'd like look up. You'd play about half the game. You'd never need a hint, and then you'd get this really hard puzzle, and you'd look at the first hint, and you'd do it. Okay, I'm just going to look up just that one hint. But then you would just, as soon as you hit any sort of problem, you would look up the answer right away. And that's now with the internet that you can go, look up a walkthrough really easily. It is a lot more tempting, I think, for people to. But I don't know, what do you do about that? I mean, people are going to look that stuff up if they want to.
Yeah.
How you confound them, but they want to get through it.
You could always just disseminate fake information into the walkthroughs.
Yeah, like make bad Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of questions here about more Monkey Island, like doing sequels to Monkey Island games and doing more of that, and also a really silly one. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if LeChuck could chuck wood?
Wait, that's not the line. What? Yeah, I mean, Ron Gilbert is the guy who made Monkey Island, and so I always think if they were to make more Monkey Islands, that he should make them. That was the first thing I ever worked on, was working. Ron had come up with that game, and this other guy, Dave Grossman, and I, helped out and wrote dialogue for it, and that was a lot of fun because we were really, new to the whole thing, and we were up on Skywalker Ranch, George Lucas's little horse farm up there in Marin, and we had a lot of fun making that, and it's fun to think about going back. But a lot of other people have made sequels to it since then, so it's kind of been through a lot of different hands. And I don't know if you noticed, did you see that Ron Gilbert just put up a new Kickstarter on Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday.
I did not see that.
He put up a new Kickstarter for his new adventure game, which is him and Gary Winnick, the two guys who made Maniac Mansion, the first game. And they're doing a Kickstarter for a game that looks exactly like Maniac Mansion, like 1987 graphics. It's called Thimbleweed Park, I believe, on Kickstarter.
Yes. Yeah, there's a question about Thimbleweed Park, actually, so I think you've answered that.
People who want to see a sequel to Monkey Island should probably go check out the Kickstarter for Thimbleweed Park.
Now I feel a bit bad that the internet made me look silly in front of Tim Schafer, but
how did it make you look silly? I missed that.
Never mind. Was Eddie Riggs of Brittle Legend? Did you write Eddie Riggs with Jack Black in mind, or was that something that he just happened to fit the character really well?
We always, we came up with that guy. We were very inspired by stuff that Jack Black had done with, School of Rock and Tenacious D, and we always thought the character was a little bit like that just like crazy enthusiasm for metal and fully cognizant of how awesome and how ridiculous heavy metal was at the same time. and we always made the character look a little bit like Jack Black, like a little bit like if Jack Black and Glenn Danzig had a baby, or not had a baby, but just like made out for a little while.
That sounds okay to me.
Yeah, I'm picturing it right now.
Go on.
And then we met him, and he was really into the project, and he brought a lot of his own personality to it, and so it kind of became this hybrid thing that as I wrote the lines, I was thinking about him reading them. So it definitely is him and Jack and Eddie are, kind of really merged.
So it was written with him in mind and then brought to life by him. Just checking
Awesome.
I'm just checking the comments, and there's a lot of comments from people just saying what a great person you are and all of the nice things you've done, and
well, that's sweet.
And so that's really cool. There is one by one of our Video Strike team members who says he wants to say thank you again for giving a friend of his your badge at PAX East earlier this year. He says that you may not remember it, but he is forever in your debt.
I remember that.
Aw.
I think it was because I was leaving soon. I didn't think I'd need to get back in the building, and I think he said he wanted to sell it for drugs. I think that's what he said, and I thought he could use some drugs, so I gave it my badge.
What a selfless person you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to see kids going without that.
It's nice of you.
We've had a long-running sort of other question theme this year is if you could give us a recipe. So do you have any like simple recipes you could share? You could also maybe just talk about your favorite type of burrito. That would also be acceptable. Apparently
Recipe.
You shared a burrito on stage with somebody at PAX Prime.
I signed a burrito. A guy brought a burrito to a signing, and it just so happened to look like, say the burrito was like this. Okay. It was like that. Like it was kind of burrito proportion with a little foil on it. And hold on.
This was an important event in somebody's life.
And look, the burrito looked just like that. See? And then I don't know if he ate it or what, but it's straight with a Sharpie you can sign anything, including a flour tortilla, apparently.
He ate it afterwards?
Good to know.
I don't know. He walked off with it, and I really don't know what happened with that burrito afterwards.
He ate it.
I'm just going to
Very
assume he had it
mysterious.
bronzed. The chat really, really, really wants me to ask you about Grim Fandango 2. I'm sorry, not Grim Fandango 2, Brutal Legend 2.
Yeah. It's always nice when people ask about sequels to something. That means they liked it, right? So
Yes.
it's nice but in a lot of those games, work hard on making those worlds real to us. So you could imagine going back to any of them, but then we wouldn't be able to make something new. We like to make something new all the time. So it would be fun someday to make another Brutal Legend game. Those kind of games, it's expensive. Those games are big. They're huge. Millions of dollars. Maybe I should have a telethon on the internet with
Desert Bus for Legend.
Desert Bus for Tim's Profits. It's inspiring.
For the children. It's always
Yeah, for my children
Yeah.
and her college education.
Now the chat wants to know about Psychonauts 2.
Maybe. You never know. Never know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now that's over. I would love to do that too. How about that?
Okay. I think that everybody would be very excited to see both of these things.
We make Costume Quest too. That just came out. Come on. Yay! Yeah. See, we do sequels once in a while. It's a good one. Thanks for playing back there.
Do you have? Oh, we're all embarrassed and shy. I'm the one answering the questions up
Bashful.
here because I have the least shame. And here's a really nice comment from Tarkus. Hey Tim, I don't have a question. I just want to personally thank you for being an architect of my childhood. The warm fuzzy feeling sentiments run deep in the chat and in our questions. You are quite beloved.
That's sweet. I think that's because Twitter haters have not figured out I'm on the chat yet. As soon as they figure that out, you'll be flooded with a whole new kind of Twitter people. Oh, it's not Twitter, right? You're
No,
Twitch.
No, we're in our
Twitch
own
game.
world.
You're what?
We're in our own world.
They wouldn't dare mess with Desert Bus.
Hey, Tim, I have a question. Okay, so Double Fine recently has gotten into doing a little bit of sort of indie publishing when it comes to indie games. Like, you guys are helping out stuff like you're doing stuff like Massive Chalice and Gang Beasts most recently, which is a really good game. How did you guys decide to do that, and what sort of is your role, do you feel like, going forward in terms of helping out in the community?
Double Fine Presents. So we started that because after we did the Kickstarter, a lot of people would come up to us and ask for advice about their Kickstarters. Just how do you make a Kickstarter? And because we learned a lot in that process, and we realized that we had learned a lot about a lot of different other things about even though we make smaller indie games now, we still have been through the process of Xbox and PlayStation certification and how to, reading a contract from a platform holder and all these different things that you need to do to ship a game, because we've done it so many times that we thought we could just actually organize that and put that into a thing where we actually help people in a kind of with a light touch, not like a publisher where you get really involved and have milestones and get involved in their production and stuff like that and tell them how to make a game and all that, and then take all the money when it's over. Not like that, but just more like helping them promote, helping them use like our Twitter and our community to promote their game, and to also introduce them to all the people they need to talk to get it on all the platforms, and to help them with any sort of feedback they do want. And we just we thought that would be a good thing that we could provide, and then also involved in a whole bunch of different kinds of games that we wouldn't be able to have that we don't have the capacity to make ourselves. Like a game like Gang Beasts is a crazy physics-based brawler like that is something that it's so fun to be associated with, because we would never have made anything like that, and now we get to see. We get to kind of branch out without growing our company bigger and bigger and bigger. We get to stay the same size, but then kind of be associated with all these different games in different genres, like a Scapegoat 2 and all these different fun games out there. And we have extra office space that we've been letting out to these guys, and letting them work on their games near us so that we can, keep an eye on them and see if we need to steal them, take credit for them, steal all their ideas when they're not looking, steal their code.
Aha.
Excellent. Alex, do you have a question?
I said a quick one. What's your dream project? Like, if you had unlimited money and access to any talent you wanted, what would you make?
That question comes up once in a while, and I feel it's funny because I always feel like I've always gotten to make my dream project. Like Brutal Legend was like a game about the music I loved growing up, and had every single musician in it that I ever could dream of having in a game. So I guess Brutal Legend was the game I got to make when I had almost unlimited money, it seemed like, and unlimited talent, but when I think about different genres and things I like to play, I feel like actually Psychonauts is a game that I wish that there were more games like that so I could play them. Like, I like games like Beyond Good and Evil and games like that 3D worlds with some platforming, and I wish there were more of those. So I guess I would make more of those kind of games if I had unlimited money.
I feel like
a game that cures cancer. If I had unlimited money,
No
eventually
kidding.
I could figure out how to make a disease-killing game.
That'd be great.
Right?
Some sort of rhythm game.
Well,
Maybe just like, I feel so much better now.
the chat also seems to be enthusiastic about that kind of game too, honestly. Somebody wants to know, can you tell us anything about Broken Age Part 2? What's going on there right now?
Yeah, we were just playtesting that this afternoon. I finished writing all the dialogue for it, which is a big relief. So that is done, and we just recorded a bunch of it last week, and we're gonna record the last of it in a couple weeks, and then we just gotta hook it all up, wire it all up, and we're trying to get done as soon as we can, as close to. We were trying to get it done by the end of the year, but if not the end of the year, then very soon after.
Exciting.
But it's still going good. We're still making documentary episodes. There should be a new one. They're working on the new one right now.
Uh-huh.
Yay!
Yay. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about sharing any kind of recipe now? I gave you some time to think about it.
Do I have to have a recipe memorized?
No. And it can be something simple like tea.
Toast.
Hold on.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I gotta get one.
Just Googling recipe right now.
Like how I roast chicken.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
I think it's a burrito recipe.
Burrito instructions unclear.
Burrito instructions.
Oh, he's dead.
Uh-oh.
Gone.
Forever. He's just not leaving us.
Uh-oh.
What?
Cute. That's us. That's doing that. There you go.
That's you. That's what you look like.
Oh, he's back.
This is so weird.
The anticipation's killing us.
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's just going to pull a random recipe out. Let's see. He has a
But
book.
he
It's
keeps-
your book. Oh, can't hear you. Oh, no. What happened?
Oh no.
No,
We've
you're
lost-
gone forever. Tim, what'd you
You
do?
broke it.
Tim.
We can't hear you right now.
Oh, you muted yourself. Oh, you.
I muted myself.
You make video
My wife.
games.
My wife.
Hey!
What recipe should I share? Dutch babies.
Sorry.
Ooh,
Yes.
a big apple pancake.
What's that?
Dutch babies.
A Dutch
Yeah.
baby.
Okay.
Here's a recipe for Dutch babies. See?
Oh, this is a handwritten recipe.
Dutch
Oh, wow.
babies.
Ooh, that's like a
Really cute.
straight up.
It is like an oven baked pancake. It's one of the only things I make.
Yeah.
I make that and like that has top ramen in it.
Can I make a top ramen Dutch baby?
That's disgusting. That's really offensive. But this is basically like you take a bunch of it's really just eggs and flour and you put it in a blender and you whip it all up and then you pour it into like a skillet and you put it in the oven with butter. You put a bunch of butter in and then you put it in the oven and it puffs up like this crazy. You see what I'm saying?
I see it. I feel ya.
It's good.
And it puffs up, and then you take it out and you cut it like a pizza kind of, and you put like powdered sugar on top of it, and it looks beautiful, and everyone thinks you're really special because you made this thing that puffed up. It's like a souffle.
Awesome.
So that's it, Dutch babies.
It tastes sweet or
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
sweet.
eggy?
Yeah, you put sweet things on it.
Oh, okay.
You can, yeah, you can just put a bunch of fruit on it, or syrup, or apples, or whatever, berries, tons of berries.
Nutella?
I've typically seen it with apples like in the batter.
I've done that too, yeah. And then you can also put honey in the batter to make it more like flan. Like it turns out to be like a flan. It's good. I'm gonna go make one right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye then to Tim Schafer,
Thanks for stopping by.
who is leaving.
What if I showed up and I was like, Dutch baby?
One that I had prepared earlier. And then you pull Brutal Legend 2 out of it, and the chat goes wild. No
I
pressure.
just popped off screen for a second to make a sequel to one of my games and a Dutch baby.
Does anybody else here have any more questions? I will do one last. Oh wait, we got more people coming out with
Corey has
questions.
Hi Tim. For the next
Hello there.
hello for the next Amnesia Fortnite, could you possibly arrange it so that the games I vote for get made?
Yeah, hold on a second. Alright, go ahead.
I would like a repeat
What
of
did you vote for that?
the dim sum one
Yeah.
and the
Oh, some dim.
Yeah, dim-
dim.
yeah.
Dim.
and the Wi-Fi port roguelike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that was
Yeah.
that JP's? That was JP.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
JP's. Yeah.
Yep,
And
yep.
those were the only two that I really cared about.
I really was excited about those two. I love the name Dumb Sim.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, we got it straightened out.
Yay! Thank you, Corey.
Yeah, get that all straightened out. Is there anyone else there I know? I see people back there. It's so fuzzy. Is that
We're just
Maya.
naturally fuzzy.
is that Maya?
Yeah.
There. The hair is the one thing that I can make out.
Yeah, no.
Something recognizable.
Yeah.
We're all just fuzzy.
Oh, this is your hometown.
Kind of. I live in Vancouver, so it's close.
Putting all the
Canada,
pieces
yes.
together. You guys are like in Vancouver, right?
It's close. We're in Victoria right now.
We're next
Okay.
door, basically.
Yeah, we're across
What?
an ocean.
We're the next town over, essentially.
Across an ocean. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a beat is
Yeah.
not much of an ocean.
All right.
It's a strait.
So I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think everybody
Thanks
has
for having me.
gotten over their. If we're a little awkward, it's only because we love you, Tim. So thank you so much for taking the time to call in, and all of our viewers are so excited we're excited to see you and have you answer their questions. So thank you so much for taking time and for helping out Desert Bus.
Wait a second.
What?
Someone just playing full throttle. That's awesome.
It's a good song.
We're rocking you out.
We're rocking you out. Rock it out. You did it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay.
How much
Thank
longer do you
you.
think you'll go? Long
We're
time?
gonna go.
Okay.
How long?
So
2 hours?
this was
Okay.
one of my favorite games.
152 hours.
When
Thank
I was
you.
a kid, I spent
Okay, bye.
Bye.